I'm in Boston, Massachusetts, driving around the city at the moment. Never been here before, so I'm excited to look around. I'll be walking around on foot here pretty quick, but I've really liked what I've seen from the road. Beautiful skyline, nice houses. I really love driving up Memorial Street. Spectacular view of the city across the Charles River. Anyway, I'm going to park the car downtown and go take a look around the city center on foot. But first, let's see what Boston looks like from the air. That building with the gold dome, that is the Massachusetts State House, or in other words, the state capitol building. Now it sits across the street, where I'm at now, from Boston Common. It's a park, built in 1634. This is the oldest park in the United States, the first one ever built. I'll do a slow pan of the city around it. Downtown has sprung up around this park. You can only imagine what it must have looked like in 1634. One thing's for sure, nothing like this, surrounded by skyscrapers. But the street that the state capitol building is on also has another really famous place just a few doors down, right down here actually. It's a bar, one of the most famous bars in history. It's a bar where everybody knows your name. So I'm gonna walk back up on the street and go there now. Now many of you probably guessed what I was talking about, the bar. It's Cheers, of course. One of my favorite shows of all time. It's right there across the street. You can probably barely see the sign. I'm gonna walk over there in a second, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like around Cheers. Now directly across the street is Boston Garden, another park. This park is next door to Boston Common, which is right over here. And then the Capitol building is about a 5-minute walk on the left hand side of the street. So when Sam would come out of the bar, this is what he would look at. A park with the city skyline in the distance. Pretty nifty, huh? But anyway, I am going to go over there right now. I'm here now at Cheers. It's open too. Should go see what it looks like. Why not? Cheers. Shall I yell Norm? Everybody probably does that. Hey, I'm inside Cheers now. It looks a little different from the TV show. And they've got a gift shop, which makes sense. Lots of pictures of baseball players. It's pretty awesome. I was going to get a drink, but it's too crowded. All right, I'm walking out of Cheers now. That was pretty surreal. This is what it looks like when you had a few drinks at Cheers and you walked out. And here you are. Again. That was pretty cool, I gotta say. I've just exited Boston Common. Well, I'm across the street from it. But I wanted to take a look at this church. Park Street Congregational Church. Built in 1804. And still active. So over 200 years old. What do you think it looked like here then, huh? In 1804. Probably not like that. This is Winter Street. It's pedestrian only, running through downtown Boston. Real nice area. You can see a lot of people come here. Lots of foot traffic. Continuing down Winter Street, which is about to change to Summer Street. Still pedestrian. Listen to the music. It's real nice. Walking down here, you hear some beautiful classical music. Lots of people. It's a theater district that way. See the Paramount Theater down there. But it's a real nice area. You see a lot of these Irish style pubs tucked into some of these quiet streets walking through the city. I got to tell you guys, I recognize some of the parts of the city, not because I've been here before, but I play video games. I'm an avid gamer, and one of my favorite games ever is Fallout 4. It takes place in post-apocalyptic Boston. And in the game, you play a guy who's roaming the streets of downtown Boston, killing mutated creatures, human and beast alike. And they did a pretty good job in the game because some of the areas are pretty close to what they look like in the game. Of course, in the game they are destroyed, but still there are numerous of the tall buildings down here that you went up in when you were playing the game. Like that round building right over there. I remember that being in the game. How crazy is that, huh? Anyway, give you a nice shot of the skyline here. Real nice. Alright, well, the Boston Tea Party site is right over here, so I'm getting there slowly but surely. The streets of Boston, for the most part, have been trash-free and beautiful, but yeah, you get the occasional asshole. I mean, find a trash can, for Pete's sakes. I dislike people like that. This is Fort Point Channel. I'm near the site of the Boston Tea Party. The first thing you see is, gosh, it looks like a house submerged. I tried to look it up on the internet, can't find anything. Maybe someone else knows and can comment about it. But as you walk up here, the Boston Tea Party site's right over here. So I'm gonna walk over there. I'm at the spot where Boston Tea Party occurred. I know it happened in 1773. The Sons of Liberty, which included members like Paul Revere, Sam Adams, and Patrick Henry. You may remember Patrick Henry from my Richmond, Virginia video. He's the guy that did the "Give me liberty or give me death" speech. But anyway, those guys, that group, the Sons of Liberty, in 1773 disguised themselves as Native Americans. And they dumped, what was it, 342 crates of tea? This is off the top of my head. In defiance of Britain. Now at the time, Britain was broke, and so they were taxing the American colonists for everything. Down to little slips of paper. Didn't matter. They were getting taxed for everything. The colonists were not happy about that because they were being taxed without representation in Parliament. And Britain refused to do that. So in one of the first acts of defiance, the Sons of Liberty dumped out a bunch of tea. Like I said, this was 1773, and it was the beginning of the Revolutionary War. But yeah, this is the spot. I always like to imagine what it must have looked like back then. And I also like to think, what would it be like to bring some of those guys from 1700s here to Boston now? See this. They would be flabbergasted, I'm sure. Just like we would be amazed to see what it looked like back then in 1773. Still here on that side at the river. Look at this bird. He wants to eat, I think.
Is it park time?
Doesn't seem scared of people at all. But I want to take a look at this underneath the streets. Spooky in there, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Water's pretty clear. You can see the bottom. I don't see any fish though. Probably fished out, huh? I'm at Boston Inner Harbor. Very calm and nice, but I'm not sure what that is, but it is, whatever it is, it's disintegrating. Really beautiful here though. Okay, this is Paul Revere's house. This is the home he lived in before and during the Revolutionary War. I'll try to circle around it. You know, what I think is really dumb is that they allow cars to park in front of it. But I'll do the best I can here.
If you guys like this type of art.
But yeah, this is Paul Revere's home. Obviously on the Register of Historic Places. Yeah, there's the front door to his house. You don't go in this way anymore, obviously. But yeah, there it is. Cool, huh? Gotta love that beautiful old architecture. And you can get you some donuts while you're down here. Yeah, that's always good. Real nice area here. Starbucks coffee is down here as well. Why wouldn't they be? They're everywhere. Just so you guys know, I have never in my life bought coffee from Starbucks. Little trivia there. I have never bought coffee from Starbucks. Not once my entire life. My daughter and wife, however, both of them, practically live at the place. Whew. Look at that chopper. Complete with loud music. Every city has its rough areas. Boston is no exception. Last night I was on a local news agency's website and I read about a particularly bad area here in the city called Methadone Mile. I'm curious to see it for myself. I'm on my way there now. I'm on Southampton heading towards Atkinson. That seems to be the intersection where it's worst. There are several methadone clinics here in the area. As I understand it, local drug dealers prey on people who are trying to stay off drugs by going to these clinics. And unfortunately, many of them succumb to the lure of cheap drugs, and often they end up back here on these streets themselves. All right, I'm approaching Atkinson now. I'll slow down. Whoa, that looks intense. I'm not going to drive down there, so I'm going to head up the street here, circle around, and go by for a second look. In the meantime, I'll tell you what else I read in that article. According to the city, 5 million dirty drug needles were picked up off the streets in this area last year alone. Wow, there's a huge police presence here, which kind of makes sense. I also read in the article that the cost of police being in this area is astronomical. You can see it, they're everywhere. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they're able to do much about it. The sheer numbers of people here are just too high. Anyway, I'm coming up on the street again. Another look down the street. Down at the other end is Boston Medical Center. It's a state-of-the-art hospital. It's also a safety net hospital, which means it serves the poor and uninsured. So I guess that's one good thing. You know, if these people OD, there's a hospital right there. It's pretty depressing. You hate to see this. I hope the city of Boston can eventually take care of this. Good luck to them. Feeling bummed out now, I'm not gonna lie. But, well, that's that. I'm heading back to the hotel, and tomorrow the wife and I will be going to Providence, Rhode Island. So be looking for that video.